Welcome to Breaking the Chain. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Cody.
And we have a bit to talk about today. So we have like the 6-year anniversary stream, all the stuff that came with that. We have ProQuest, we have the Battle Harden, we have the formats. And like just overall, like we have a lot of formats to talk about. So it's like a lot and not a lot at the same time. So I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot to talk about, honestly. There's a lot of discussion around the meta, and then I think Sage is a pretty cool topic to talk about, honestly. I've been having a lot of fun with it. We'll get into it later, but
yeah,
I think it's a huge thing for Flesh and Blood, personally. And there's a lot of news about it. But yeah, we'll start with what you did in Flesh and Blood this week.
So I went to an armory. I wasn't able to go to any ProQuest, but I went to an armory, and that was fun. I beat a Verdance. I did it. Like, and my win rate's now like 1
for
to
those
100.
of you listening for the first time, this was with Valda.
This is yes, exactly. With Valda, I beat a Verdance. It was a very strange game, but I was proud of myself, in the sense that like halfway through the game, like I think the main plan is to feed fatigue nowadays. Like I'm running Arcanite Skullcap and our AB3, but halfway through the game, I realized that I could just kill the Verdance.
Yeah.
And when they took a very slow turn to try and set up for something, I just turned around and started smacking the Verdance, and I just killed Verdance. It was crazy, and it's cool because like I could recognize my deck. I'm like, I haven't seen any of my specs. I've only seen 2 like seismic eruptions. I have like I think it was like 4 or 5 of my Heave 2 cards left, so I can almost guaranteed, and I have like half my deck left. Like I can almost guaranteed throw Dominate every turn and throw this lethal attack. And I think I had all my Spinals left too. It was a really interesting game, but I was like really proud that I could like turn that around and read into it. But other than that, I've played actually a crazy amount of Sage.
Yeah, I have also played a crazy amount of Sage. Although I will say, is it faster to say Sage than just to say Silver Age? I guess it's a little bit faster. I know it's like when typing, it's way better to say Sage, but I don't know. I wonder if that's like a common common phrase or common naming for it. But anyway, anything else you want to talk about this week, Wise, before I talk about mine?
Yeah, nothing crazy. I think a lot of it is going to be like when we talk about Sage later. Like I'll go in a lot more depth. But yeah, I think that's mainly what I have for this week.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, I'm going to talk about my Sage experience later because I played a lot of Sage this week. And I did play a ProQuest this week. It was one of the 3 LO ProQuests that happened this past weekend.
I feel like Colorado has hosted half of the LO ProQuest just in general.
Basically, we have one this upcoming weekend too, actually. And because we got a total of 3 or 4 LLPQs. Of the I think it's like 49 or 47 total. So we got a lot of.
You know off the top of your head how many people showed up to our LL ProQuest?
Like the one I went to, or
yeah, the one you went to.
The one I went to was 17 people, so it wasn't that many.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I think it was a combination of people not wanting to play LL because I did hear that sentiment a lot. For reference, the week before the PQ that I went to, it had 39 people, and it was a CC one. But this one was also kind of out of town. It was an hour drive for me, and I'm kind of like central Denver-ish.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't that easy to get to either compared to the other one. So I think like if it was central Denver, it probably would have gotten in the 20s. But yeah, 17 people at this one. The breakdown was, I think it was 3 or 4 Viserai. I think it was 4 Viserai was the most, and then it was like 2 Briar, 2 Starvo, 2 something else, and then just a ton of 1-ups for other heroes. I think there was like a KO, there was a Kano, stuff like that. So I played Viserai, and I went undefeated into top 8, which is pretty cool. I actually beat Mercy, who is the world's finalist, by the way. Mercy, I can't remember her last name actually off the top of my head. This was the B. World's finalist Mercy. She was on Starvo, and I stacked up 26 rune chants, and then played a Sonata for 16 total cards, and it was a perfect 8-8 split.
Oh,
So I drew 8 cards. And by the way,
That's
we got
disgusting.
deck checked. So we started 13 minutes late. And so when this happened, we were the last game playing, so everybody was watching. It was such a fun moment just to like rip all 16 cards and then just equal piles of 8-8 attacks and non-attacks. Yeah, she stood no chance. I was absolutely blasted her. So yeah, I went undefeated into top 8, which is really cool. I played against one Viserai, one Briar, 2 Starvos, and a Dromai. 1 Viserai, 1 Briar, 2 Starvos, and a Dromai. Yeah. So that's 5. I was making sure I had all the rounds right. And then top 8, I IQ round 1 into Zen, which it's not that bad of a matchup unless you're a dumbass like I am. So, in case you don't know, Zen has this really cool chess piece that if you pitch a chi, you can break it and make a Zen state. And a Zen state says, if you would take 1 damage, you don't take any damage. And each rune chant is its own separate source of damage. Now I knew this. I wasn't like going into this blind. I knew that they can make this chess piece and everything. However, I made a severely cascading misplay on turn 0. So turn 0, I make a few rune chants. I play and become the Arcanite and choose to grab Sonata Arcanix instead of Mordred Tide. And what that does, and I arsenal that card. So what that ends up doing is it ends up kind of pigeonholing me into this plan where I'm going to go for combo once I find Condemned to the Slaughter. I think it's what it's called, is Condemned to the Slaughter. Let me double check. I know it's Condemn. Yep, Condemned to Slaughter. And what this reads is you may destroy an aura you control. Rune chants are an aura. If you do, each opponent destroys an aura permanent they control. Zen state is also an aura permanent they control. So you play this card after they make the Zen state. They only have 1 aura on their field, so they have to destroy the Zen state, and then you get to combo off like normal. So my plan, because I chose to do Sonata Arcanix instead of Mordred Tide, which was a mistake, but at the time I just didn't quite catch it. I was pigeonholing myself into setting up for combo and then waiting to find this card so that I could pop off and destroy the Zen state when they make it. Long story short, that doesn't work. They end up killing me. They like transcend on their first turn. They had some really good turns where I played around. There was one turn where I played around CNC, and then they warmongers me. And I had 2 of these Condemned to Slaughters in hand, but I couldn't do anything. And so I basically pitched all of it to Grasp and pass, and just saying like I'm gonna find the 3rd one with a better hand because I needed some more damage. The hand just was terrible besides the Condemned to Slaughters. And then I didn't find it. And then there was another turn where I thought they were gonna warmongers me, and then they CNC'd. And yeah, it was so over. Like basically, it was so funny. Or it wasn't funny. I was so upset with myself for making the misplay. But that choosing the wrong card on turn 0 if I become the Arcanite cascaded into me losing the game. And I should have won it pretty handily if I just grabbed Mordred Tide, just played a tempo game plan, didn't go for combo at all. But I was just like comboing people all day, and it was all in my mind. But anyway, rant over. I ended up finishing 8th. So that, and I cannot play any more Pro Quests, so I will not get my invite to Japan, unfortunately. And Mercy did end up winning that event to end up taking it down on Starvo. So one of those 3 Pro Quest wins there is from Mercy on Starvo. Yeah. So overall for my Pro Quests, I played 4 Pro Quests. I went 0-2 drop, 1-2 drop, and then 2 8th place finishes. But yeah, it was a fun time though. I have some thoughts on Living Legend, but it's really not that bad in my opinion. I think it is interesting, but it's there's a bit of variance involved, but I don't think it's as bad as people give it credit for, and we'll talk about that later. But that was my week in Flesh and Blood. Played ProQuest, played a lot of Silver Age, and now I am potentially preparing for the calling, or I'm going to do side events at Worlds. We'll see. But anyway, Sorry, it went on a bit of a rant there.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
We had
There's a
a
lot to talk about, and it's interesting.
yeah.
Like, I actually haven't played any Living Legend, so it's like interesting to listen to it because I have no experience with it. All I know is what other people have said.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, you're in the same boat as most people that are playing Flesh and Blood right now. Is they haven't touched Living Legend at all, and so they just know what they've heard. They haven't even maybe even seen games being played. So I think a lot of people are gonna see the world's casting of these Living Legend games and realize that there is actually a lot going on here. There's a lot of skill expression as well. It's mostly when it comes to macro game plans, more so than like when you play the game, because when you play the game, it's kind of like, do you draw hot or not? But actually going into the tournament with the deck you chose, the card you chose, and the strategy that you implement into the opposing hero, that's where a lot of the skill expression is. And I think that's what's missed by a lot of people. But again, we'll get into that later. In the meantime, we'll talk about the 6th anniversary, which we had on Sunday. It was Sunday for us, Monday for New Zealand. And there was a lot of announcements, one of them being Silver Age. We already knew what it was going into it. We knew that it was Project Blue, getting just like a little bit of tweaks.
So you want to say something? And actually put out there.
Yeah. But now we have some official reveals of the new ban list, which I'll get into in a second, because I want to talk about everything they talked about first, which was new ban list. They announced some product to go along with some intro product, which is really, really good product, by the way. I want to get into that later.
I do too.
They also, I think they had already announced this beforehand, but they talked about how Silver Age is going to be a competitive format for Battle Hardens and for more events in the future. I think they might have mentioned a calling as well, a Silver Age calling.
I wouldn't be surprised with how they're talking about it if it makes it to like Worlds next year, where like LL is now. Like if Silver Age replaced what
it could easily be a Worlds or ProQuest format. And yeah, so they basically the vibe that they're giving with this announcement was, this is a real format. We're going to be very much supporting this format, and here's some product for it. Here's some resources for it. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to keep ban lists going for it, this, that, and the other. And it's just, it gives a lot of confidence behind it is the big thing. So to go into a little bit more detail, we got some more bans. For those of you that don't know, we already had a ban list for Project Blue that did carry over. I don't think that they cut any bans from it.
Not to my, I think it's the same, and they only added 6 more cards.
They added 6 more cards. Sorry, my dogs are playing in the background.
Couple of views, you know.
Yeah. So they added 6 new bans. The list is Honing Hood, which actually let me pull up the card overlay, because I'm gonna need it for the Rhinar cards later on that we're gonna talk about. Because I don't even know what Honing Hood does, honestly. if we're being honest.
Honing Hood, you put a card from your arsenal into your hand, and then you can put another card into your arsenal. But from what I understand, what was really strong about it is if you went second, you could pop Honing Hood and put a card in your arsenal and start with a 5-card hand. In this format, that's a very powered down.
Instant. I see. So it's like a going second card.
So it's like you put one of your go again arrows. Yeah. You put one of your go again arrows or something like that in there, and then you get a pop off with a 5-card hand.
Makes sense.
On turn 2.
Okay, so that was banned. Vigorous Smash Up. I don't remember what this one is either, honestly.
So Vigorous Smash Up is the Brute card. That is at red, I think it's a 3 for 7.
It's the new one.
When this defends, when this defends clash with the opposing hero, the creator or the winner creates a Vigor token. If at the end of the clash, you can also choose to put the card on the bottom of your deck. It's insanely strong because it's a clash card that's an attack.
But we have more of those, right? So why this one?
No, I think that's the only clash card that's an attack. All the other clash cards are like blocks and non-attacks.
I mean, we have Clash of Vigor. We have
that's a block.
That's an attack.
Is it in deck?
Clash of Vigor is
Oh,
a
you were right,
Guardian
you're right, you're
Warrior
right.
attack. I thought we have more too. Pretty sure we have more attacks that are clashes, especially from the new set. I think we got a handful of them, didn't we? Unless maybe they're all Majestics. We have Clash of Agility. We have Clash of Might. We have a lot of clashes. They're like the Brute Warrior ones.
It might just be getting the extra resource.
I assume the Vigor is just too good.
Yeah.
That's my best guess. That, or you know what it is? What it could be? Tough Nut has already felt pretty strong for me in Silver Age. I don't know if you've run into any Tough Nuts in your.
I have not played a single.
No. Tough Nut's pretty good, turns out. So I think that's what it is. I think they're trying to hone back Tough Nut. That's my guess with that ban.
Which is interesting. That makes sense for Tough Nut, though.
Just have some entertainment in the background.
Well,
yeah, Tough Nut. I've been impressed with Tough Nut so far, and I could see because that's a very strong card for Tough Nut, right? He makes a Vigor.
Yeah,
he gets to swing the either Rock or the what's that?
Isn't Rock a Majestic or is it a rare?
Oh, you can't run Rock. Yeah, it's only the 2 cost 4 power weapon. You just get to run reds and a little bit more often. Yeah, that's really good for Tough Nut.
I think it allows you to run a much tighter cost curve, which is pretty strong, especially from what I can tell in Sage.
Yep. So that one's banned probably because of I should put this hover up. Vigor Smash is banned probably because of Tough Nut, if I were to guess. Maybe the other brutes could use it too well as well. Then we have Fiddler's Green. Kind of just makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
Pretty standard ban of 4 power card. We have Old Knocker, the Kano card. Rather the wizard card, honestly.
Well, the thing about it in Silver Age is it is just instant gain a resource, while you normally can't instant gain a resource. Like, I think what is the one tunic? It's the other common tunic.
It's like the Blossom of Spring, right?
Oh, you're right. Blossom of Spring is an action gain a resource. And like Old Knocker is like, oh, you have to tap your hero. But we both know how many heroes don't care about tapping. So just being able to gain a resource whenever, and it also has Blade Break 1.
Yeah, very
like
modal.
It just is so modal for especially a common piece at generic. If this was a pirate only piece, I could see it being like, oh, okay, this is fine. Like pirates get a pretty cool piece, but whatever. But no, it's a generic piece, so it's really cool for like budget and CC. But like outside of that, it's a crazy card.
Yeah, I mean it is interesting because it's just a marginal upgrade over Blossom of Spring when you really think about it, but it is very flexible. And I guess they just wanted to make sure that there wasn't just a single staple chess piece in the game, is my guess.
Right.
So yeah, that one's banned. NIMBY is also banned. Pretty straightforward, honestly.
Briar would be it was nuts. Briar. Yeah, Briar. Non-attack, NIMBY, Nimbleism.
Yep.
Other attack.
Yep. It was she's already pretty good with that same thing, but without NIMBY. So NIMBY would just make that extremely nuts. And then I don't think anyone is complaining about Reality Refractor being the 6th ban here.
Thank God.
Yeah, we didn't need that. we did the commoner Enigma dominating the Project Blue format.
I already got beat up by one Enigma in Project Blue and was a little.
Yeah.
I can't imagine with Reality Refactor too.
Yeah, she probably still honestly maybe fine. That's the fun thing too about Sage so far is that literally you could play with so many decks because of the way the power level of the format works that you can like you have these decks that are all viable, right? Because of that. So like, I haven't even gotten close to testing everything. Like it's gonna take a while to test everything. There's just so many options. So many ways.
I'm testing like 2 heroes.
I've tested 2 so far too. Yeah.
Well, I've tested 1 so far, but I'm only committing to 2, and that's going to be Bravo and Valda.
Yeah, those seem like good options. Yeah.
Hold'em seems pretty strong too.
Yeah. Oh, let me look up. I remind myself the intro product that they're releasing. So they also announced that they have some intro boxes that they are going to sell. These do come out a little bit later. So the format itself is legal starting November 13th, which I believe is the weekend of Worlds. And this product comes out, I think I saw February of next year is when it comes out. So 3 months between when the format is legal and we get these. They're called Silver Age decks.
So I don't know if you heard the reasoning behind that.
No, I
but
didn't.
the next set actually has common and rare equipment that is integral to the Silver Age format. So they're waiting to bring that product out because these cards that are in this product or these decks contain cards from the next set.
I see. I did not hear that. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I was wondering why it was so delayed, but that makes a lot of sense then. So there's basically staple equipment in the next set, is what I'm hearing. Okay.
And I imagine it's something that rivals Blade Beckoner equipment because the one thing about Silver Age is there's a lot of Blade Beckoner equipment. Like every hero at least has one piece, if not multiple.
Yeah, it's really funny too because you play against a hero that doesn't have a weapon, and then you're like, oh, this only blocks one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that's where it's like I think it's something to rival that, and part of me wonders if it's like upgraded Null Rune where it's like Blade Break 1, Null Rune 1.
That'd be really good for CC too.
That would be Guardians would get the best boots they've ever gotten if they could get that. I'm a little sarcastic, but
yeah, that would be interesting because that's the thing too is that if they give commoner / Silver Age upgrades in the equipment slots, that's going to give CC upgrades to a lot of heroes. It's just by nature. But before we move on, they announced a lot of Silver Age decks that they're making. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 different heroes that they're releasing these decks for.
Isn't it supposed to be like one for every class?
Is it? That's cool. I did not realize that. There's Azalea, Arachne, Bravo, Dash, Dorinthia, Enigma, Phi, Icelander, KO, and Viserai. And the best part to me, because I've been a big, I'm gonna move my camera back up now. I've been a big criticist of the armory decks and their price range being $40, and how I think $20 would be a much better starting point for intro product. And sure enough, these are going to start at $20, which is perfect. I think armories should start taking on Silver Age as a format, as a weekly format, and that'll be just such a great onboarding tool for new players. Like, here's a $20 starter deck. This is a meta deck you get to play, and we play this format every week, and the rounds aren't 55 minutes long. You know, so many.
They say these decks are supposed to be good enough to take to like a Pro Tour, to Worlds if they had it there. Like they're meant to be hyper competitive decks you can buy, and they have a pack with them. Like $20, get a pack, and you get to just
they have a pack in there,
and you get to play at the level of everyone else. Like I think this is a win-win. This product is so cool. It's so cool, and
I personally think that Flesh and Blood is going to have another huge boom, whatever the right term for that is, of players because of this product and because of the format. I think it's going to be such an easy way to get people in. Like, here's a starter deck. You could take this to the Pro Tour, and it's $20. You can play a competitive deck for $20. And not to mention that they have the liberty. The reason they're able to do this is because who cares if they reprint rares, right? They can reprint whatever they want. In a armory deck, they might be like, oh, we don't want to reprint Blood Rush Bellows and lower the value of people's cards and whatnot. But here, who cares? Reprint whatever you want. It's commons and rares. Do what you want.
It's like really exciting too because I see this and like I have friends that like Flesh and Blood but like don't want to buy into it obviously. But it's like I already see a couple of heroes that they love. It's like one of my friends loves Phi and he likes playing Flesh and Blood but doesn't really want to buy into it. But if hey, $20 you can get a Phi deck. It's completely tuned. I'm like, boom. And then it's like, I know he's come to events before, but he doesn't own a deck like that. like this is so cool and it's so good, and I like even people I know, like I can already see like buying these up, which is really
Exactly.
cool.
That's why I think it's gonna be a huge deal for Flesh and Blood. Like you get to play a competitive format for $20. Here's like you're gonna be on a pretty similar power level to everybody. It's not gonna be anything like too crazy going on. You're not just gonna get like RNG'd out of the format. We don't know that for sure
Mm,
yet, but it seems like that so far for me. Anyway,
yeah,
I could go on and on about it, but I think this is massive for the game.
I
Absolutely
do too.
massive for the game. Um, so
The other
I thought it was
thing
really
that I
cool.
want to say,
Mhm.
yeah, it's like the other thing I want to say is like heroes feel like they have identity too, where it's like
Yes.
Commoner felt like a lot of identity was lost.
Yeah.
And like this is, I guess, deeper in the Silver Age talk, but heroes still feel like they have identity with their rare slots. And that's what's like so cool. You can sit down and play your hero. You feel like you're playing your hero and not just the class in the worst version. Like I have these identity cards that are for my hero specifically because they're rares.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. Like
I agree. Yeah.
it just yeah.
It is, yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, for exactly the same reason you said, and that's another reason the format is really interesting to me is that all of these heroes are unique, and so you have all these viable heroes, and they all have their very unique play patterns to them. Whereas in Commoner, you're like, oh, this hero's playing these generic cards worse than this hero, so I would ever play this hero, you know. Whereas in this format, having the rares involved is a much bigger deal in terms of actually having synergy and
Mm.
combos and things like that to go off of. Um, one thing I wanted to mention was they also brought up that it was going to be a rotating format. I didn't catch exactly the way that they phrased it, but apparently
Yeah.
there's going to be a rotation system in there in some way.
I think they were gonna talk more about that at Worlds, but
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they
So
mean
we
by
don't know
that.
if that's going to be like a hero rotation or set rotation or maybe like a just a very flexible ban list potentially. We'll see. Again, they'll say it at Worlds, but just something to note that they have instead of it. I don't think they're going to have like a living. I guess it could be living legend format,
It
but
could be.
they might be testing out because didn't they say they want to get rid of the living legend format entirely or something? Not the format, not the living legend points system.
Maybe for well, I don't specifically remember that, but I know that they've talked about like, hey,
Or yeah, they
everything's
talked about
like
different options, which
everything can change. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So what I'm getting at there is that they might test their new system with Silver Age, right?
Hmm.
This whatever rotating format they have in there, it might be a test for classic constructed as well if it goes well. That's my theory. My tinfoil hat theory anyway. Um, but yeah, anything else? I guess should we talk about Sage now? I guess we should talk about Sage now before we get into the ProQuest stuff, or even the rest of the sixth anniversary, because we're on the Sage
We
topic, right? Why
yeah,
not
we
keep
could
talking about
go.
Sage?
We'll just dive deep.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
go in.
So you said you're testing Bravo and Valda, right?
I'm gonna make a Bravo deck, but I've been
Okay.
testing a lot of Valda. I have like 20 games on Valda already. Like I am like
Man, I'm
it's so
crazy.
cool too. Like over the last week, like I'll get home from work. I'm like, I want to sit down, do something. I only have like 30 minutes before I should. Like I should be getting ready for bed now, but I was like, I could sit down and
I just saw how many games
what's
I've
up?
played.
But yeah, it's like I sit down. I'm like, I could spend like 30 minutes playing Sage, and then like
Yeah.
sometimes the games are really fast. Like you pair into like an Aurora, and it's like a fast game. So it's like, oh, that was 10 minutes. Like I'll pair into another. And
Yeah.
like sometimes you still have that like old fashioned like kind of fatigue, go late game. Like I was playing Oldhim earlier. Like I played a couple Oldhims. It's like I beat one, I lost a one, and barely. But like it is it is like it's cool because like you get all of Flesh and Blood, it feels like, and you get so many unique hero identities, and it's really cool. And then Valda also feels really good in the format.
Yeah. So wait, so tell me about this Valda deck.
So let me
Like,
pull
what is
this
she
up.
doing in Silver Age that feels strong to you?
Well, she just has like easy ways to get dominate because you're just creating seismic surge. So you can set up a turn into like you're running the heave two cards. And so you can do that, or even aftershock feels a lot stronger in Silver Age than it does in CC. But it's
Aftershock.
like, oh, okay. I and yeah, aftershock is the
Right.
4 cost, 8 attack, 3 block that says when this attacks, if you control the seismic surge token, the string, create a seismic surge token. So
I see.
the idea is like you could just aftershock, and then you run the blues. So if it's late game, you can do another aftershock and aftershock. And it's like 2 card 8s, which is really strong.
I see.
But it's
so
like,
you get to play that into Heave 2, and then you have Dominate on the Heave 2 card.
yeah. Yeah, and it's like, and there's like, you can do a lot of stuff to like still generate seismic surge. You also love crash and bash. Like I'm running blues and reds, so you get like, you heave 2, there's a 3rd seismic surge. And so there's like, and even then, just like having like all this seismic surge generation can let your cost curve be a lot tighter, like kind of what we were talking about earlier. But it's like, I'm running like 23 blues, and then when the deck, and then that's gonna be 17 reds per, depending on who I'm playing. Which for a guardian, like normally you want to go like 60-40, but this is pretty close to 50-50.
Yeah.
And it just feels so good. And like you get late game because you're running the heave 2 cards. If you get the opponent on the defensive and you have the heave 2 cards left, you can just throw them for 10 and force the opponent to block with their full hand.
Yep. Yeah, then you just like have a whole hand for the next turn too. Yep. That does sound pretty good actually. I might have to try that along with everything else in the format.
Yeah, and like giving disable dominate is pretty sick.
Yeah.
And it's like you also have the Valda spec, which is Civic's Peak. Absolutely, it's not a Valda spec, but
okay. I was about to say
it feels like a Valda spec because it's insane. Because it's like, I need, like, you can arsenal like a disable, and it's really easy to get 2 seismic surge. But the opponent does like a middling turn, they're looking to arsenal a card. It's like, okay, I'll block with my helmet, let you draw a card, create a 3rd seismic surge. You have 2 cards to arsenal, but it's not going to matter when I disable you for 9 dominate.
That's actually really sick. Yeah.
And when the equipment is like, especially when everyone's running like Blade Beckoner, it's like, oh, you've already blocked something else earlier. Like, you can block maybe 2 off of this disable, blocking with another card, still dealing 4, taking out your arsenal. And I mean, Somersault has seemed really strong in this format, which is really cool. Like, I do like Somersault as a card. I don't have it in my list, but I've been thinking
Springboard
about it.
Somersault. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Spring Sword Somersault, but it's like that gets around it. But like this deck just goes. It just goes. And it's like worst case scenario a lot of time. It's like, okay, block 6, throw 8, pretty strong. Block 6, throw this disruption. Or it's like I set up, block 9, throw 10. Like there's some crazy things you can do.
Yeah. It's cool too because of the lower power level format, like you get to play with all these cards that you haven't really toyed with too much, and they feel super strong too, which is what's really cool. Which like they don't feel nearly as strong in CC. I mean, obviously Disable's probably still fine in CC, but like there's a lot of heroes where you play with these cards and you're like, wow, this card's strong, but not in CC, only in Silver Age, but it's super strong in Silver Age. It's a really cool experience. So yeah, anything else you want to talk about before I dive into the decks that I've been toying with?
Yeah, and I guess I just want to like again go deeper into like it feels so cool that like you have hero identity.
Yes.
Like playing Oldhim Valda, completely different decks, completely different game plans. And you can see it in how it's played out. It's like, and like Civic Speak, this rare card that lets your opponent draw a card, normally really bad, is so good in Valda. And it's just like just allowing to have these rare cards. It's like the hero identity is so cool. And you feel like you're playing your hero at like a realistic power level to a young hero.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the cool thing too, right? Is that there's a lot of generic equipment in the game. Well, generic legendary and majestic equipment, I should say, that overshadows the, I guess, class identity equipment, the class specific equipment. And it's like, like in CC, you're like, why would I run Civic's Peak when I can run, I don't know, Crowded Province or something instead? Which, I mean, I know you still run Civic's Peak in CC too sometimes, but
sometimes, yeah,
it's not nearly as good.
Budget card.
Yeah, it's not nearly as good as some of their helmets. Whereas in Silver Age, some of this stuff really gets to shine and is actually very strong. Potentially even actually with the dynamics of Silver Age even stronger than it is in CC. But anyway, Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like I was like one thing I was like the equipment in Valda is so cool because it's like you have Richter scale, which is like the one block battle war and action destroy this create two seismic surge. You've got the gauntlets of Boulder Hold, which I used to
That's sick.
hate, and now playing it in Silver Age feels actually really, really good for a common. Like
It's
it's
all
pretty
battle worn
cool.
too. That is sick.
It's got battle worn like block. It's so cool because like a lot of times like I have my hand, I know I have dominate, and I'm like, okay, like they're only throwing 3 damage. I might as well keep my hand, pop boulder, like gauntlets of boulder drop, and you have or gauntlets of boulder hold, and then I'll be like, okay, I will pay my 1 blue into boulder drop for 9 dominate. What are you gonna do? It's like there's so many. It's just so cool. All these cards that like you would never look at actually are
Yeah.
just so insanely cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's such a sick way to approach the game and to experience the game anew, basically with
Mm-hmm.
this context. But yeah, I've been playing a lot. I have played pretty much exclusively Dromai and Gravy Bones. I started with Dromai, and I was laughing earlier because I looked at my February stats for these decks, and I've played a total of 50 games total. Yeah,
Holy, that's
I played a
so
lot.
many.
This format's so fun. I played so
It
much.
is so much
It's so
fun.
fun. But yeah, I don't think either of these decks are quite good enough, despite playing all that much. Um, Dromai is interesting, right? So the problem with Dromai that I've found so far is that you don't have you have a tough time making Ash off the start. So in CC, whenever Dromai was legal, you would run Crown Dominion and you would break
Oh
the
yeah.
gold for 2 Ash and draw a card, or you would run um, the Seeker's Gloves, which was pay 1, opt, and prevent the next 1 damage that would happen to you to start off Ash generation, right? However, you don't have the helmet, and so you can run this other helmet. I forget what it's called, but it's pay 3 as an instant
Draw a card.
and draw a card. I've been running that, and it's actually really good when you go first. Starting off with 3 Ash is disgustingly broken in this format because playing the 0 cost dragons just as a 1 card play is so much value. Um, so when you do get enough Ash, it's good. However, if you don't go first, you can't really just pitch 3 cards to this helmet. Um, and if you're only making 1 Ash on your opponent's turn 0, then you can run out pretty quickly. Mostly because you don't have Flame Scale Furnace to really make more Ash and to enable some of
Mm-hmm.
these 2 cost attacks that you were playing in CC. So you can do some really strong things, but you have a bit of inconsistency. You also don't have enough go again attacks, and there's no Snapdragon scalers. Um, so it can be a little bit. Sometimes I've had some games where I'm in a commanding position, I draw my hand, and it just doesn't do. It does nothing. It does throws 1 attack for 4, and that's it. I've had that happen a handful of times.
It
So
does definitely feel like this format. There's a lot of like I have the momentum, and then like draw my
yeah,
hand.
which
Oh.
I do think that's a bit of a deck building mistake from me, skill issue from me, I should say. Um,
Hmm,
but it is a challenge for the deck. And then
yeah.
Gravy Bones has a similar challenge when it comes to gold. You don't have the hook, so you can't keep the gold generation flowing throughout the game. So even though you have all or all 6 temples, I should say,
Hmm.
um, you still don't have the extra gold generation per turn, and so you can run out pretty quickly, or you can just draw some pretty bad hands in the middle of the game, or even the start of the game. So Gravy's felt strong as long as you don't brick. It's pretty much my experience there.
I guess like one question I have too is like, have you thought of the idea of like like deciding who goes first and then choosing your equipment in Droma? Like, oh, like I'm
Yeah.
going second. That's like change my helmet.
Yes. Yeah.
It
That's
feels
always
like a
the
lot
case.
of that. It feels like a lot of that has been lost in CC, and it's like really cool to like go to Silver Age and like have a little more of that again. Not a ton, but
I mean, there are a lot. Yeah, a lot of decks just have a best in slot effectively. Um,
yeah.
but there's definitely some decks that run different equipment based on going first and second. Uh, and as a Dio player, putting in 1 Tegla Pounder, which I convinced Luke to start doing this too. Putting one Tekla Pounder when you go first is a big deal for the deck. Just because you get to play turn 0. But yeah, those are the two decks I've played as, and I've played into a ton of decks. Azaleas felt strong. I had played against Azalea that was just playing CC Azalea turns against me. They were just going like Lace with Blood Rot, Lace with Frailty, play the Opt card, or Rabble into Azalea ability. Here's Dominated Arrow for like 13.
Like, yeah, I had an Azalea throw a Dominated Arrow for 17 at me earlier.
They get some blue CC plays that deck. It's disgusting.
Moly.
And then I ran to a Lexi that was playing. Is it Snapshot? There's an elemental ranger card that says if this is fused, lightning fusion. If it's fused, you can activate your bow an additional time this turn as an instant. And Death Dealer is not banned in this format, by the way. So they get to go Death Dealer, throw this attack, fuse with a lightning card as an instant. Activate Death Dealer a second time, gain an action point, and draw another card off the resource. It was so disgusting. I was just getting blasted by this Lexi.
So when Lexi came out, that build like was semi popular. My favorite build of Lexi ever. It's so cool.
It was so sick to experience.
Yeah.
And then the OG Blitz KO, the one where I think it's Berserker Run, is what his name is. Let me find him. KO, is it Berserker Run? Yeah, it is Berserker Run, right? Yeah. Whenever you play an attack action card with 6 or more base power, roll a 6-sided die. On 1 to 4, have the base power rounded down. On 5 to 6, double. I've heard of this a lot, and they've just been killing me. Because whenever funny. What's funny is they'll miss the first 2 attacks and it'll come in for 3. But then the third time they throw an attack for like 19, and it's like, oh my god, what do I do? Like I'm just dead.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty good. And then like I mentioned earlier, Tough Nuts felt pretty strong. They just get to do the value play. I think that the decks are running only yellows and blues, so they just go like block 3. Activate KO or activate Tough Nut and then send the hammer at you, or they run the go again attacks and they just like aggro you down a bit. So Tough Nuts felt pretty strong. What else? The Rune Blades have felt pretty good, but nothing like they haven't felt busted. They just felt good. Some of the Guardians have felt really good. Yeah, I mean it's just everything's because of the power level format. Everything's felt pretty good. Is the big thing.
It's so cool. It's like I sit down in front of like any hero, I play into any hero, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good game. Because none of the heroes also have their crazy broken stuff that just like nullifies the game. Like it feels like, okay, I sit down in front of a wizard and like CC, I'm like, okay, here we go. But like I sit down in front of a wizard in Silver Age, I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's see how this goes. Like it's so cool. There's so many cool things. Like every game I sit down, I'm like, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be cool. Like, let's see how this works out.
Exactly. I've been having a blast. Really been enjoying the format. I highly recommend anyone listening in try out Sage. It's so much fun. Build your own deck. I wouldn't try to net deck anybody. I would try to build your own deck. It was so fun for me to just like go through all the possible cards and build the deck by myself. I built both like the Jeremiah and Gravy decks myself, and it was fun just a deck build as well for the format.
It is insanely fun, and it's like all these cards you've never thought of putting in a deck before are all of a sudden viable. Like it's so much fun. Just
cards you would previously just like scan over and just not even read the text on it. You now look over every card.
Yeah, it's like it just every card provides such a different perspective all of a sudden. It's such a cool format. Like it's so cool. I don't like I've enjoyed this so much. Like I've played, I don't know, like maybe 3 CC games this week, not including the Armory on Talistar. And then like, okay, let me try this Silver Age thing out. And I've nonstop been playing it.
Same,
It's
yeah.
fun.
I play, yeah, as I mentioned, I played way too much.
uh,
um, but yeah, anything else you want to talk about Silver Age before we move on to the rest of the 6th anniversary stuff?
oh man, no, I can't like the farm like I just can't give the format like so far. It's and I mean the meta hasn't settled. We don't know what's actually good and what's actually bad. But like at the moment, like this is probably some of the most fun I've had in Flesh and Blood in a very long time.
I agree.
It's so cool.
I
Like
agree. It's been a ton of fun.
I have a like plans that I have to do tonight, like later in the night, and it's like part of me is like I just want to stay home and play Silver Age. Like I just
Right,
want to
yeah.
play more rounds.
Yeah, like I've been playing a lot of Borderlands 4 lately, but like I don't even want to play that. I just want to play Silver Age instead. Like,
It is
it's just fun.
crazy how cool this format is.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to not only is it fun to play the deck that I built, but it's fun to experience the decks that other people are playing into me.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's half the fun too. Is like, oh wow, let's see what this person's doing with, I don't know, Betsy or something, right? Like let's just see what this person's doing with a hero that I did not consider at all. And then they end up showing me something really impressive, and it's just so cool every time.
Yeah, and it's like you got so many different builds too. Like I went to like 2 different fatigue type old hymns. Like one that was like an ice earth about like putting stuff on top and this, and one that was like straight earth fatigue with all the floor blocks that you could get in the game, like all the floor blocks. And it's like, but it's like they both felt viable in their own way. And then it's like I went into like a very ice heavy Lexi, and there was like one turn where like I had a bit of an off turn, but like I had the momentum. I'm like, okay, I think this is going to be okay. Like I've got a good hand, and they're like, oh, Winter's Bite. I'm like, it sucks. Pitch a red, and they're like, Winter's Bite. I'm like, pitch a blue, because it was the red Winter's Bite, and then they played the yellow. I'm like, oh no.
That's
So
funny.
like it was just so funny because they just like Winter's Bite me down and then shoot an arrow. I'm like, huh. Take 5, go back to my turn, pass for turn. It was very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been
Oh,
honestly, why are we even recording? We should just be playing Silver Age instead.
exactly.
Honestly, you know what? That'd be fun to do. It'd be fun to do some Silver Age deck text on the channel. I think that's something we can definitely start doing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. With that, let's dive into the Rhinar Armory deck spoilers that we got during the 6th anniversary stream. The first one, unfortunately, these don't appear to be on February yet, so I can't put them up on the screen like I normally do with spoilers.
Okay.
But the first one is Bear Destruction. It is a red 2-cost brute action attack. It's a majestic, so only comes in red. Attacks for 6, blocks for 3. Beat Chest. And when this attacks, if you've beaten chest this turn and you don't control a chest equipment, this gets go again, and the next brute attack action card you play this turn gets +2. So it has beat chest itself, and its bonus for having beat chest this turn is go again and +2 on the next attack. Attack action card, I should say. And you'll notice that there's a trend with these spoilers coming out and it'll have this condition of if you do not have a chest piece. That's gonna be a trend with these spoilers going forward.
One, I think that's insanely flavorful.
Super flavorful.
Super flavorful.
Yeah.
Very strong card though. I think it's just gonna go in Rhinar. Like,
yeah, definitely will go in Rhinar. Rhinar definitely likes the beat chest mechanic a lot, and this is just a 2-cost 6 with go again, basically, for his deck.
Intimidate.
Yeah, and has the +2 effect on it too. So it's like you're spending 3 cards for 8 go again with Intimidate. But with Rhinar, like that, like below rate factor is different because of the Intimidate mechanic and then some of the cards that synergize with it. So very, very, very strong card for Rhinar. Probably good for some other brutes too, honestly.
I wouldn't doubt it, but it's definitely a Rhinar card.
Definitely a Rhinar.
I was very excited when I was sitting through the gameplay, and then I see this come out. They beat chest to it, and I'm like, I must be reading this card wrong. Like, this seems crazy.
I just want to put it. Yeah, and I just want to put a side note out there that it's funny that when I noticed it was majestic, I was like, oh no, it's majestic. Can't play it in Sage, no.
No. That does feel like a Majestic Power level card, though. But
Yeah, it's good as Majestic.
very, very cool card.
Super cool card. Then we have Smell Fear. I don't know if this is a rainbow, but I assume it is because it's a rare. Smell
It's
Fear.
blue and yellow, no red.
Oh, no red. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow. The yellow one is 0 cost, beats chest. If you've beaten chest this turn, intimidate. Your next brute attack this turn gets, if you've intimidated 2 or more times this turn, this gets +3. Pretty
The
good
funny
card.
thing with Rhinar is when you beat chest, you intimidate.
Yes.
And this card has intimidate, so it just says 0 for 3, beat chest, intimidate twice, your next attack gets +3.
Yes. Pretty strong card.
Pretty strong card.
Mostly with Rhinar. I mean, KO could also use this too for some endgame plays.
I mean, the blue could be good in all of them just for like an intimidate.
Yeah. KO really doesn't want to run the blue, like the non-6s or 5s though.
That's true.
Because of the nature of how the deck is built. But if it ever changes, then the blue one will probably be a big staple in KO, if I were to guess.
One thing I also want to say about this card is the art is beautiful. I love this art.
Yeah, it is pretty cool art. It reminds me of another card. What it is, but the art just reminds me of a different card.
Yeah, I mean, let me see if I can search this up while we go into the next card. But
yeah, but while you're doing that,
I really like the art personally.
Oh, I've been liking all the art more and more as the sets release. I've been continually impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I generally this game, like every time I see art, I'm like, whoa, this is so cool every time.
Every time. The next card. So now we have some equipment pieces. The boots that we get in the armory deck are called Trampling Trackers. It is a Majestic. Sad face. Brute equipment legs.
Yeah.
Blocks for 2. Whenever you beat chest, you may destroy this. If you do, create an agility token and as temper. So basically, you get to block for 2, and then next time you beat chest, you can destroy this to make an agility token. Pretty solid boots.
Great. I mean, it's a really, really cool replacement for scab skins.
Yes, however, I don't know how often you'll run this over beaten trackers. That's my only concern.
Yeah, I mean,
mostly because beaten trackers, like this one makes an agility token, which means the next turn you'll have it. Whereas beaten trackers is an immediate action point. So we'll see. It does block for 1 extra, and you get to make the agility for next. If you want to like set up a big turn the following turn, like Rhinar might prefer this honestly, because you might want to beat chest this turn, and then the next turn have a bigger turn where you didn't have to beat chest and lose the card from hand. But we'll see. The next one is the helmet Echo Casque. It blocks for 1, and it's battle worn. And it says whenever you beat chest, you may pay 1 and destroy this. If you do, draw a card.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up the art of the card. So okay, I found what the card that he also did. The one who did Smell Fear. He did this swing big.
The cool new one.
Yeah, the new cool full art swing big.
That's
Sorry, awesome. I was very focused on that.
You're good. I was just talking about the new helmet and how it's kind of meh. I don't ever see. So I don't know what rarity is actually.
It's rare.
Oh, it's rare!
Yeah,
Let's go!
I was just about to say, I'm like, the best thing about this helmet?
Okay, it's playable.
It's playable.
That's a playable helmet right there.
There we go.
You know, that's actually kind of funny. The armory decks get so much more value because of Silver Age now.
It's awesome. Yeah. It was really funny because Silver Age got spoiled, and then I'm seeing the equipment list, and I remember seeing the helmet. I'm like, that's rare? You can play that in Sage?
Hell yeah.
I think it's somewhere in the Colorado Discord of me like freaking out because I was so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, that makes them so much better.
Yeah.
Then we have the chest piece. It's a Majestic. Torque of Vim. It blocks for 1 and is battle worn. Whenever you beat chest, you may destroy this. If you do, the next brute attack action card you play this turn costs 2 less to play. So it's almost like a hardened cross wrap, but it blocks for 1 before it's used.
Yeah,
and has the
kind of what
beat
I.
chest condition. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, for an armory deck, it's fine.
Yeah, if Blitz was still going to be a supported format, then this would be great in Blitz.
Mm.
But yeah, otherwise, I don't see much for it. And then we have Bear Swing. This is a rare. I don't know what colors it comes in. It
It
is
comes in red and yellow.
just red and yellow. All right, Jacob
Yep.
on point today.
So if you're looking through the Colorado Discord, it's literally the slide underneath that has the colors.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah, look at that. All right, so this is actually the last spoiler. Bear Swing comes in red and yellow. The yellow one costs 3. Oh, it's a rare, by the way. Costs 3.
There we go.
6 power, 3 block. Beat chest. When this attacks, if you've beaten chest this turn and you don't control a chest equipment, this gets +2.
So, and I read it's a 3 for 7.
Yes.
But like in Sage, it's a 3 for 9 if you beat chest. So it's a 3-card 9 intimidate.
Yeah, pretty good for Sage.
That's pretty good for Sage. It feels like Alpha Rampage, but for Sage.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, honestly, that's basically a Sage Alpha Rampage, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we have from the Armory deck so far. I'm not sure if that means that there's no more new cards and that the rest are reprints, or if they just are saving anything for when the deck comes out. But probably just reprints and the rest of it, if I were to guess.
So we did. Those are all the new cards. We did see the gameplay of the rest of the deck.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the new cards.
The gloves are Goliath Gauntlet.
Yes.
But they're a new art Goliath Gauntlet.
Art Goliath Gauntlet. Yeah.
They're very cool, and I like them a lot.
I wish I could play them in Sage, but unfortunately, I'll just have to use it in my Do deck.
I can kind of understand why it's banned in Sage. Just
+2. It's pretty good to be. I'm glad they banned it.
Pretty good. Yeah. But it'd be cool to have that art. Like.
But yeah, we got another, I guess, kind of spoiler. It's not a new card. But we found out what golf means for the 6th anniversary stream.
Yeah, we did.
So it turns out, no, we're not going to watch James White play golf. No, there was no golfing on stream. However, they revealed an alt art Reinar Reckless Rampage and an alt art Romping Club to go with it. Golf themed alt arts. So we got Reinar in a golf outfit, swinging a golf ball, and we have Romping Club, which is now a golf club. The art is really beautiful, by the way. I don't know if this is something that I would like be looking out for personally, but the art is gorgeous. And how you get it is it's a free gift if you spend $150 or more at the World Championship merch booth. So if you were already going to spend $150, you're going to get it for free. Otherwise, good luck.
Otherwise, it costs $150 and you get some side effects.
Otherwise, the price of this pair is $150 and it comes with some free merch.
Yeah. It comes with free merch. That's an interesting way to look at it.
I mean, that's like, you can put it both ways, right?
Yeah.
But really cool art. I'm glad they're doing it, because if you don't like it, then just don't get it, right? So it's just a benefit for those who want it, honestly. Pretty cool to me.
The final thing, though.
Oh, you want to reveal this one?
Yeah, so they're replacing isn't it the gauntlets that they've been having for calling champions?
Yes. Yeah.
They are replacing the
Stonewall
gauntlets with quick dodge flexors.
But not just any quick dodge flexors.
Yeah, not just anything, but they're Marvel gold foil quick dodge flexors. And on the back of the Marvel, it says calling champion.
Is a full art Marvel on the back, except for the calling champion on it.
It's so beautiful. We haven't even seen the foil, but it's like it's absolutely gorgeous. If you can find this anywhere.
I was debating on whether or not to do side events or calling, and I think I have to play the calling now. I need this quick dodge flexors. It's beautiful. It's
so beautiful.
It is so beautiful. I don't even want to know how much it would cost to get this secondhand. My assumption is that every calling from now until the next at least 3 months. Actually, how long has Stonewall
I
Gauntlet.
think it's a yearly thing.
Is it a year? So every calling in the next year will have this as a prize then, which means there's going to be 40 total. No, not even that, right? Like maybe 25 total. I don't know how many call-ins there's going to be next year.
I mean, I don't know either.
But like,
I mean, they are increasing the prize pool from 1.5 mil to 2 mil for next year.
That was a big announcement
which is
too.
Also huge.
Yeah, huge thing to add an additional 33% to the prize pool. I think that's in the form of additional events as well as maybe some additional pricing for these events.
I wouldn't be surprised if Battle Hardens like give out a little more because I know some people have been talking about that.
That would be nice.
I know they're probably going to do a lot more events too.
But see, like so here's what I keep trying to say: make a Battle Hardened champion card like this, and you don't have to put more money towards the pricing. Like just have a card like this for Battle Hardened champion instead, and that would be enough on its own. I don't know. That's my take. But anywho, really cool calling champion winners card.
So cool.
Absolutely
I hope they
gorgeous.
continue with this for the calling champion cards for the rest of time. Like,
I hope they do. Oh, yeah.
They don't, it'd be so sad. And it'd be so cool if they move more and more gold foils to Marvel gold foils, because like we wanted extended arts forever, and then now we see gold foil Marvel. It's like, okay, like they have to be doing this now. And I mean, it is cool because like again, it's something like seeing this reminds me. It's like it feels like every time Flesh and Blood does like a small spoiler like this, it's like they get the game's just taking like one step further in the right direction of like alt arts and really cool rewards for winning. It's
yep, exactly. They're getting there. They're continually improving the pricing and the like the hype around the events. It just keeps getting better and better. The game's growing and it's growing in a great way. Is there anything else?
Oh, the next set name.
Oh yes,
Pen.
PEN. So I wonder what the 15th card in the set is going to be.
Yeah. The most important.
The most important card in the set. We'll see. I wonder if they're going to do like the thing where how on the road, like on the highways, they skip the mile marker 420 and they'll do like 419.9 instead. Like I wonder if they're going to do something like that in the set. It's going to be PEN 14.5 or something like that.
That would be so sad. They have to do Pen 15.
They have to.
And they have to marvel it,
They have to marvel it, and it's gotta be something phallic, like egregiously phallic.
It's like a weapon or something like that.
Oh, it's gonna be a weapon, all right.
Oh man, but yeah, it's.
We're not middle school, we promise.
I know. Sometimes seeing what LSS does with names with cards, like
goon bait.
Yeah, goon bait. Yeah. Stuff like that. So funny. Yeah, that's gonna be fun to see this set though. I see the E and it makes me think enlightenment and it scares me it's Mistveil. And I'm like, please no.
It's way too soon. Way too soon.
It is way too soon. But I'm hoping
we're gonna get a reveal at Worlds, right?
That's what everyone thinks it is.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But No, you're good. I think you kind of brought it to where I was thinking though. Okay. Yeah, it's like I think we're gonna get all of that at Worlds. They didn't like directly announce it, but it feels like they were holding back a lot of information for this Worlds conversation because they want to make Worlds really cool, which is understandable.
I wonder, it's kind of funny, like to just announce the set code and nothing else. You'd be like, oh, it's like, who cares? I wonder if they knew, like they knew we would make the Pen 15 meme, and that's why they're like, well, let's just give them this. Why not?
Hand it over.
Just hand it over.
That's fair.
I wonder.
Yeah.
My headcanon is going to be that James White laughed to himself and he's like, let's just tell him the set name.
Well, and I think they knew that we would want more spoilers because, like, cool, we got the Rhino Armory deck where we already knew a bit about it, and we got the Sage rules, but that's really not, like, and I mean, a couple other things, but we didn't get a ton of spoilers, so I think this is to, like, help feed our curiosity, like, what could Pen mean? Like, so many different things.
It's interesting, too, because, like, the set names, they vary widely, right? Like sometimes it's an acronym
Mhm.
for the set, and sometimes it's the first few letters. Like Super Slam is soup, SUP.
Rosetta, ROS.
Yeah, Rosetta's ROS. In fact, is that just what it's been lately? But then there's other ones like Part the Mistveil is MST, and so it's like almost like a concatenation of Mistveil, or like a what's the word for it? Like a shortening of Mistveil.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, and then Tales of Aria was something really weird.
it was ELE elemental.
ELE, yeah.
Yeah. But I think lately they've been doing a lot more like it's just the start of the set name. So it
Yeah.
could be like penultimate something or whatever, you know, like it could just be the
Mhm.
start of the set name. I think that's been the trend, right? Like Hunted is Hunted is HNT. High Seas was SEA. Yeah. I guess it could be almost anything then.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to make the most sense if it's the first three letters of one word of the full set name.
Yeah. But we'll see. Um, with that, we can talk about the latest meta results. So we got the ProQuest Yokohama Week 3 results. The CC results are dominated by Syndra, but not by a ton. We have 30 Syndra wins, 23 Verdance wins, 17 Gravy wins, 12 KO, 11 Dash IO, and then it drops down from there for Prism, Kasai, Acilio, and so on and so forth.
I think we do have to mention that
Yes.
KO underhanded cheat got 4 wins. I know that was pretty big around here,
yeah.
and we.
Yeah, that is a big deal. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip over that part.
No, you're
Jarl
good.
also got 4 wins.
Jarl did get 4 wins. Let's go. And then Victor also got 5 wins. This is the best week Guardians have had in over 2 years.
Honestly, that's impressive.
9 wins. Let's go.
That is impressive.
Now I just have to get Evaldo win in there. I have to. Sometime, someday, somewhere.
Also, it's interesting that they reverted. They like semi-reverted back. So like last week they gave us only percentages. They didn't tell us how many wins each hero had. This week they gave us both the number of wins and the percentages, which is kind of cool.
Part of me thinks, like, seeing this week where they give us the wins and percentage, part of me thinks that they were like, oh, let's see how people like percentages, because, like, I don't know, percentages and mass and graph, like graphs are pretty cool. Like, let's see how they like it. And then they did that, and everyone's like blowing up, like, they're just trying to hide information. And it's like, okay, maybe it didn't go as planned. Let's just give them both.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see the percentages now with the win percentage or the wins.
Yeah. So I guess we talk about the CC meta before we talk about LL. Syndra going up in numbers makes a bit of sense.
Yeah.
You do have a somewhat favorable Verdance matchup. You also have a favorable Gravy Bones matchup, and those are the second and third most winning decks. I don't know how you are into the OG KO. I'd assume you're perfectly fine, but I'm not actually sure. And then Dash IO is just slightly unfavored, so it makes sense that Syndra's up there. And then Gravy kind of clawing back a little bit, going up back to 17 wins, taking advantage of the Verdances becoming super popular.
I wouldn't be surprised too, because like Gravy had a really strong week 1, and then week 2, a lot of people probably had a lot of Gravy hate. And then week 3, people, after seeing Gravy drop off so much, took a lot of their Gravy hate out. And I mean, that's what I ended up doing. Like, I had a lot of Gravy hate. I took out a couple cards to put in for cards for Verdance. And that's like, that would make sense to me if like Verdance got more hate from her performance week, so she dropped a little bit, and then Gravy got more wins because less people are like directly hating on Gravy.
Yeah, I agree. I will say that the meta got a little bit hostile for Gravy this week too, with Syndra being the most winning deck, and Dash IO being up there. And I think Verdances have also gotten pretty good at making the matchup better. I know that Luke was saying Luke played Gravy last week and lost to Brian Lorenz on Verdance. And I think so. I think the Verdances just have game plans that can win into Gravies a little bit more consistently. So yeah, I think that Gravy it's still a very, very strong deck, but the meta isn't great for it, and even the good matchups you can lose. Long story short. But overall, I think the meta's in a good spot. I've heard
Yeah.
some complaints about it being a bit stale, and I do get that. It's basically just it's been a constant shuffling of the top 3 decks, really. Not
Yeah.
too much else.
I do think it's a little bit stale. Like I think, yeah, like these have been the top 3 decks for the last 2 sets. But it definitely still feels fun. Like I'm playing a deck that got 0 wins this week, and I'm still having a lot of fun, and I still have some play. It definitely feels like the most open meta we've had in a while. So it's like, I don't know. I think the complaints on the meta are a little more unwarranted than actually deserved. Because like I think it's still fun, and you just have 3 best decks that have been 3 best decks for like 6 months.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that these metas are a lot of fun to try to perfect decks in, and that's a whole different part of the game that I think a lot of people don't really get to experience. Which is when you know what the best decks are, you get to now just really hone in on your anti-meta picks and
Yeah.
really practice and really refine your strategies against these top decks. And it's actually a pretty fun process. I did this for Pro Tour London whenever my team brought Enigma with Reality Refractor in it, and that was the strategy into Aurora at the time, who was the best deck. We had this Reality Refractor strategy that felt really good, and we were really proud of. And that was a rewarding experience that we got to do because of it being an effectively stale meta. And I think that a lot of people miss out on making those discoveries and trying to really dig for these strategies to beat what the top decks are at the time.
Mm.
I think it's fine. I think it's healthy. I don't think there's any number one dominant deck, and I think that's a big deal. That's a huge thing.
Yeah. And I want to say, yeah, it feels pretty healthy. It's just, I think, a little bit stale. I think that this is pretty much fine. If we get into the next set and it's still these top 3, then I think you're pushing the boundary a little bit of like, it's really stale.
Yeah.
But like, if we have a couple more months of this, I think, okay, who cares? It's still a fun format. Like you're saying, you can tune some really weird, I say weird lists, but you can tune some like off meta lists. Like I'm tuning Valda to beat Verdance. I am already pretty okay in the Syndra and happy with my Syndra matchup. I know how to beat Gravy. It's like, boom, if I can nail those 3, then I actually have a pretty good chance. And I would be really happy if like this stays the same in Road to Nats on Verdance, if I can just get that Verdance down.
Yeah, and I think like for the sake of the world's competitors, I think it's important not to shake it up too much too. They have a month, it's a little under a month before Worlds, and they're going to have a rough time whenever the ban list comes out and they make a change to LL, which we'll get into in a minute. So I think having a like quote unquote solved CC meta is going to be important for these competitors to not have to spend too much time on CC once the ban list comes out and instead spend their time on LL. But anything else you want to talk about the current CC format before the meta before we move on to LL?
No, I'm happy with it. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's good. I like it. It's stale, but it's good. So for Living Legend, we had a whopping 3 pro quests last weekend.
3 whole pro quests?
3 whole pro quests.
We also had the Battle Hardened.
Yes, we'll get into after this.
Okay.
But yeah, we also had a Battle Hardened, which we'll get into. But for pro quests, we had 3 total pro quests. 2 wins were Bravo. 1 win was Briar. I'm gonna put it out there. One of those Starvo wins should have been Viserai if I wasn't a dumbass. I was super favored to win that pro quest, and I fumbled the Zen matchup round 1. But then like I have a pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a pretty deterministic win into Starvo with the way that I play it. And then I would have played against a Dromai, and that's just a free matchup. So I think I would have played against Dromai and then against Starvo, and I would have won out if I just didn't fumble the Zen matchup. So for what it's worth, there should be a Viserai on that pie chart, but I fucked up. It is what it is. So instead we have 2 Starvo and 1 Briar. Not too surprising to see those, honestly. Briar is like one of the weaker Rune Blades, if you ask me, but she can obviously do her thing. And get
she has a Rune Blade in the game of Flesh and Rune Blade.
Yes,
so.
Exactly.
Especially in LL.
Right. But yeah, not much to say about that. But we did have a Battle Hardened in Houston that was Living Legend format. This was a widely attended event. A ton of people from all across the globe came here and
Mhm.
played. There were, I can count 10,
32.
16, 32 players. Was it 32? I thought it was more. 10, 16,
No, there was
22.
supposed to be 34, but 2 people decided not to play.
That's funny. So there were 32 players at this battle hardened. There were 7 Viserais, 3 Starvos, 3 Briar, 3 Chain, 3 Dash.io, 3 Kano, 2 Aurora, 2 Dromai, 2 Prism. I think that's OG Prism. It's hard to tell from the image. 2 Zen, 1 Icelander, and 1 Reviled KO, underhanded cheat.
That definitely feels like someone took their CC deck to this event.
It felt like someone just thought it was CC and they didn't realize until they got to round 1.
Sit down in front of Starvo with KO, underhanded cheat.
That's like, so funny.
Wait a second, that's not legal.
Judge?
Oh, wait. Starvo's been banned for a long time now.
So 32 players, mostly Viserai, and then basically mostly Runeblade, 3 Starvos, and a handful of other stuff. The top 8 was 2 Viserais, all 3 Chains, and 2 Starvos, and a Briar. So 2 Starvos and 6 Runeblades made top 8 of the Battle Hardened. And the winner was the winner was actually my testing partner Bird Cabrera on Chain. Took down. Awesome. I actually didn't watch the game, so I don't know who she played against in the finals. I'm gonna be honest, but she did play against a Viserai, actually another teammate, Nicholas Tran, in the quarterfinals. And there was an unfortunate cheat that she did where she accidentally got an extra action point on a turn. But I can promise you it was not intentional. It was against a teammate, so it definitely wasn't intentional. It was just an accident of thinking that the chain shackle was applying to the attack. So it is what it is. But it's all good. It was against a teammate. It didn't really affect anybody too much because it wasn't like, again, she didn't like cheat anybody that she didn't know or anything, and was able to make it right. So just want to put that out there. I know there's a lot of comments on that, but it was definitely a mistake. But yeah, so she won with Chain and Living Legend. Let's talk about the format.
So I want to say we had a lot of praise for the last 2 formats, Sage and CC. Living Legend is not looking quite the same.
Yeah, so they made this ban in the middle of PQ season, right after the first weekend of PQs. Actually, it was on Sunday. They made the first weekend on Sunday,
right before this event.
Yeah. Was it right before? No, it wasn't right before this event. It was.
Oh, wasn't?
Because it went into effect the Monday before, the Monday after week 1, and this is week 3. So this is a bit over. It's almost 2 weeks since, really. Where what they did was they unrestricted warmongers, and what was the other change name? Oh, they banned needles. There was a third change, wasn't there? I think there's a third change.
Was it the unrestriction of the Viserai card? Or was that earlier?
I think
there's
earlier.
So many like
there's been a lot of changes
to LL,
but those are the big ones. If I remember anyway, it was
warmongers.
Warmongers. Yeah. Oh, needles. Was it hypothermia? No, that was
no, that was way earlier.
Never mind. But anyway, so they tried to hone in the rune blades by unrestricting warmongers. Yeah, that didn't do anything.
No. Nope.
Yeah, that didn't really change much here, it seems. Obviously low sample sizes, right? And we do see that Starvo did well on the pro quests, but
yeah,
turns out Chain, you have to have a pretty well timed warmongers for it to matter. Viserai, they don't care. They just say peace.
Okay, I'll just make 30 rune chance.
Yeah.
Can you live next turn?
Briar can care, but they can also just not care. It just really depends on the hand. So that wasn't really enough to hone in the rune blades. My prediction is we're going to see some rune blade bans or restrictions probably. That's my guess. We're gonna see something happen, whether it's Dirge getting re-restricted or maybe even Skeleton getting banned or something. I think something's gonna happen to the Rune Blades.
I
That's my
feel like
guess.
if Skeleton gets banned, there's gonna be a riot.
Maybe, but it's also kind of it's kind of bullshit. I was
It's
I was telling people
really
at my PQ. I was like, I understand like this format's bullshit, and I understand that I'm part of it.
I am
That's what I
part of the
said. I was
problem.
like, this format is bullshit, and I'm part of the problem.
So this is like, so this is my idea on LL, and it's something I was excited for when it first initially came out. And it's like, okay, I just never had a good opportunity to play, and I wasn't huge into Talishar when it first initially came out, so I didn't get a play. I didn't really play on there. So I was like, okay, like I didn't play really any LL, but I'm ready to get into it. And as soon as I was like getting ready to get into it, I built a Starvo deck and everything. They like had huge bans. It's like, oh, here's Crown of Seeds gone, this gone, this gone, this gone. And I'm like, man, like this is the format to be broken. This is the broken format.
Right.
And you're just like, and it's like, okay, I get you're reining it in, but like, man, like that kind of sucks. I just got my deck ready to play, and okay, well, maybe I'll let things settle a little bit. And it feels like this is the broken format, except nothing's allowed to be broken except the one taste of broken each month. Like, it's Ninja this month, it's Runebade this month,
Right.
it's Starvo this month.
And that's the problem with it too, is that even when they make adjustments, they're just adjusting what is broken. Like something's going to be broken. It's just like, what do they want to be broken, right? And do they want the meta? I think here's my argument for it too, is that you can't balance this format. It's just not possible. You're not going to do it unless you just make it the CC format in terms of bans. So,
and then what's the point of it being LL? Like, well, that, yeah. Like I've heard that argument of like, oh, they need to make the book ban in LL, and I'm like, then what's the point?
Then what's the point? And so what I'm getting at is that my theory is that they will 100% make an LL ban in the BNR before Worlds. And the reason is that not because they think they can balance it, but I think that the only approach that they can have at this point is to try and reward those who find out what is the strongest out of what is busted. If that makes sense. So shake it up in a way that it's more unpredictable. If that does that make any sense? I mean, maybe I'm crazy for saying this. This might be a crazy take, but
yeah, it's like I feel like you sit down into like the worlds and you're like only watching Rune Blades play, and it's like, oh, you have a Starvo, oh, got blown up by Viscerai, oh, got blown up by Chain. It's like, and it's like, it's a cool format, but you only get to watch 2, maybe 3 heroes show up and actually play the game.
Yeah. And actually I do want to expand on my point earlier about there being a lot of depth in like the deck building and like macro strategy part of it. I think that would help that part too, where like if you make a shakeup to like less than 2 weeks before, it'll really reward the players that can come up with the best deck list and macro strategy into all of their decks. Rather than just like, okay, we figured out what the best decks are. Now I hope I get lucky, you know? And that's the problem. My main problem with it currently is that if you play a lot of these mirrors are just who draws the combo first or who doesn't whiff when they do draw the combo. I practiced the Viscerai mirror with my teammates so much. We put in a significant amount of tech for the mirror, and it still was just who finds the combo first. It just didn't matter. Like I can put in help to find the combo first, but if he still draws it first, then he wins. Was what we found, and it was just like, what? This is crazy. Like, why is this the game of flesh and blood? This is not the flesh and blood we love, right? So basically my take, and I don't want to like rant on it too long, but I'll summarize my take by saying, I think the format is interesting from a deck building and macro strategy perspective, and doing a big shake up of the format would help highlight the players who are able to discover that instead of who can just find their combo first with what it'll end up being if they don't make any changes.
Yeah, I think there is a lot they can do to this format, and it's like the hard part is that there is so much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you like fix this going into Worlds, but it's like I've heard so many different things, like the book ban, which at that point I'm like, what's the point of it being LL? It's like you get to play CC, but with like old heroes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, uh, it's just so hard to know what to do. And it's like, it's unfortunate because like the more we watch this like LL format play out, the more it feels like it should be a casual format just for the people to do fun
Yep.
broken things, and it
Yep.
shouldn't be a competitive format.
Battle hardened at
Because like,
best.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, we had a battle harden that's smaller than most PQs. Like, that's a bad sign, especially in Texas, where
Yeah.
Central USA and a lot of people usually go to those things. And there's a lot of people in Texas that play these types of games, and they chose not to play LL because it's not fun to play competitively. And it's like, it's so hard. And like, I heard one thing a while back that's like maybe they do what like Pokemon does, and they like, oh, like this period of month, if it's a competitive, like you can't play Rune Blades or you can't play Elemental Heroes, or like just do some really wacky bans to let people play their old heroes. Like, oh, okay, well, Rune Blades and Elemental Heroes are gone. Like, Mistveil is going to be broken. Like, this is my chance to come and play this. But it's like, like the more we watch it, it's like watching a dumpster fire and trying to figure out like how do we put this out and make this look really good so it can be competitive.
Yeah, and I mentioned this before. It's just because it's a Worlds format. Otherwise, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
an issue. Yeah,
Oh
like it
yeah,
would just be
I
a fun format.
completely agree.
Have it at battle hardens every once in a while, and it's chill. Like, who cares if it's not balanced? Like, it's just a battle hardened. Like, it's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Or
But
if it's
because
like
it's
one
Worlds
calling a
format,
year, like cool, like you get
yeah,
to see the broken things. But
yeah, yeah, one calling a year, or like maybe like a double calling weekend where one of the
yeah,
callings is, yeah. Anyway, yeah, if it wasn't so impactful for so many of the pro players, I think it wouldn't be a big deal. But since it is, that's the only reason that it's a problem. Otherwise, who cares if it's balanced or not?
and I mean it looks really like, and then the calling being living legend too.
Yeah,
Like you're like forcing it on everyone, and the consensus is we have 3 ProQuest in a ProQuest sized battle harden. People don't want to play this. Like
yeah,
people don't want to be doing this, and it's really unfortunate because like again, it was something that I think I was excited for, and a lot of people were really, really excited for
yeah,
before it was competitive.
yeah. It's a fun casual format, and
Yeah.
that's as far as it should go. But anyway, I think that that point has been tired a bit. So I
Yeah.
don't want to ramble on about it too much. But yeah, it's fun casually, and that's about it. Um, but we'll see what they do. My prediction is some big shakeups in Living Legend for the upcoming BNR, and then
My other like interesting thought is like, what do they do with LL after Worlds? Because I think like it's very obvious the sentiment right now and the idea of it. And it's like something that was like, I think near the beginning of the year, really cool. And LL was like growing. And then around the mid part of the year, it started shrinking. And now it's like a dead format. Like no one wants to play it.
yeah, I mean it's just gonna be a battle hardened format here and there, some side events
Yeah.
at peak at pro tours and world championships.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be
If
relegated
it,
to.
and that's like, I think that's fine.
And that's
Like
fine.
that's cool.
Exactly. That's where
Yeah.
it should have been. Like it should be a place
Hmm.
where you get to play your old cards and have fun. It's not supposed to be a
Yeah.
place where you can play your old cards without all your old cards, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, yeah. Anyway, again, don't want to tire that out for the audience, but what
I'm
we'll
sure
see
you've heard
how
it
it
all
rolls.
over every other
Yeah, yeah,
podcast you've ever seen.
yeah. Um, but yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about before we let our listeners go?
No, I know we wanted to talk about Sage in the end, but then we ended up
We talked about it
kidnapping
earlier,
that and putting it
yeah.
pretty early on.
Yeah, we switched
So,
the order up a little bit.
hmm,
I think that's it for me anyway. I think we
yeah, I'm pretty ready
yeah.
to pack up.
So let's leave our listeners and viewers with a question, which would be how do you feel about the current constructed for CC format? Are you okay with it being stale and having that room to really explore anti-meta options, or do you think that they should make some bans or adjustments just to shake it up? Let us know in the comments below. Also, please leave us a like and subscribe if you enjoy our stuff. It really helps us out. And with that, I'm Cody.
And I'm Jacob.
And thanks for watching and listening.